Alrighty. So, how you guys doing? Doing good? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're doing good. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs man if you're doing okay. Okay. All right. Good. Lovely honesty. Awesome. All right. Let's check out some of the works you guys have been up to.
I just started that yesterday, so it's not.
Is it okay if I share it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a lot more with it, so.
Okay.
I'm trying to experiment more with perspective
Oh, I see.
and figures.
That's great. So where did you find the image, or is it somewhere
was
you went to?
It was a watercolor tutorial, Paul Clark, that I like on YouTube.
Oh, just okay.
And so, you kind of just kind of guide you through it. And his had like blue and yellow, but I'm gonna change it out because the photo is really interesting. I think I'm gonna make it more evening.
It feels it's giving Van Gogh. No, I mean the same kind of alley. It's totally different colors.
Yeah.
Totally different textures, but it looked like the same kind of. Yeah.
So let me. I should have turned my iPad on sooner. I wanted, like I have another painting at home in pastels, and I want to put figures in it. It's a pumpkin patch, and so I'm thinking, how do you figure out what size the figure should be? Like if there were a figure here, it'd be larger,
Right.
because it's closer.
Yeah.
But like mathematically, how do you figure that out?
Okay.
I'll show you the painting. What it is. But I thought maybe I'll bring it in next week and you could help me.
For sure.
Maybe put some people in it.
Yeah, so that would be like a one-on-one kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you got a door, doors are usually similar to human height, maybe a bit bigger.
So like I love that. I want it to look more like that. I want more of the orangey. I'm gonna change it a little bit.
Yeah, so you gotta really push the shadows even
Yes.
more and
And
really broad areas.
I haven't even put any violet in this yet because I didn't really have the right color.
Yeah, the light is kind of glowing, but it's good that you're noticing the yellows.
Yeah.
You guys wanna stand up,
Kind of cool
you
though.
can come over here.
The light on the is even on the
We can
table,
stand around the table, let's do that.
which is kind of interesting, And then this is like
an alley.
the indoor of the restaurant with the lights and.
Yeah.
And then, so like he had a tutorial on it, and this was kind of his.
Oh.
But I prefer actually, I like the colors in this, but this is pretty too. It's kind of a rainy day and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, he gets the perspective right.
It's really good. And I added some trees, because I know Paris threw a lot of trees.
I see
So I
that
wanted
photo.
some green foliage in there.
Check it out. So this is the photo the artist that was going off of. Oh, and you had some other images too that you're looking at?
Yeah, I thought it was, I love that because I love people with under umbrellas.
Oh.
And I wanted to put, when I darken it up and everything, some people, I don't know how big to make them because I'm just not.
Right, so I mean.
As they go farther away, they've got to get smaller.
Yeah, so all of these buildings, they kind of line up to hit the what's it called?
Horizon.
Horizon line,
Yes.
thank you. You can come over here. We're currently showing off. I mean, it's not showing off. We're showing the work that we've done over the last week. If you have anything that you want to talk about, your drawings that you're working from home, you can bring them over here and put it on the table.
And then I love the purple in that too.
Yeah.
And then that with the orange.
That's
It's
awesome.
Really pretty.
That they're pulling inspiration from other places.
Yeah.
That's really important. And kind of doing that research, kind of
Yeah.
finding the stuff that draws you in, so that you can bring that into your work.
So I thought if I make it a little rainy, I just wanted to, maybe I'll put some umbrellas on these people.
Yeah.
And then I want some people sitting at the table, but I don't know, maybe not these tables if it's raining. Yeah.
Cool. Did you ever do any like thumbnails or anything like that? Or I guess you would just follow the,
I just
okay,
kinda did the tutorial and
yeah.
yeah,
Thumbnails are definitely really helpful.
I usually-
Even just values, just
usually
black
do.
and white, or just like pen and ink or pencil.
I bought some of those
Help you out.
pens that you
Yeah,
suggested, I got some.
cool,
And then,
we'll be using those today.
Go ahead and you can look over, I'll show you that other
Alright.
one, I'll bring it next week.
We'll move on, but yeah, perspective,
Yeah,
if there's a chair here, there's gonna be a human here,
yeah,
and then if they're standing there, just standing straight,
yes,
just imagine a stick in the ground there,
yeah,
and that can just kind of be
I see, okay.
drawn in over there.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
then
really wanna
if
work
you-
on this semester.
If, let's just say this person was standing here,
Yes.
here,
You can even draw it in, I don't care.
no, this is fun. So here is some man. Okay, so if there's a man standing there,
You think, okay,
and if he walked straight on over, he would not get smaller, right? Because he's not going farther
No.
away.
no,
So it's like you can kind of move these things around, and then you can kind of throw a line down
okay,
wherever that is,
all right,
and you can make them smaller and smaller. Imagine those train tracks going,
Yeah.
like he's the end of the train tracks, it gets smaller and smaller
yes.
to the end of the horizon
Okay,
there.
Okay,
So if you had a character over here, right there, if he's standing on that spot right there, how big would he be? Say that pen was the point where he's
Would he-
standing on.
maybe
You-
half the size of this one? I don't know.
We can find out.
Okay,
Can we make a train?
yeah, you can draw on it, it's
Let's
cool.
make a train track. So here we have, you can get any point in the. So here's your person, just have a line there. And that's going to the horizon line. And if we just move that over, there's the end. So there's him.
Okay,
Imagine walking down that train track, an imaginary train track. Cause it's all going.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, I
Here.
get it now. So then he'd have to be this big,
Exactly.
because it has, the
So-
bottom feet have to line up and the head.
See that?
Yes.
So
I'm gonna
if you
practice
were
that
drawing
this
a man over here, he'd be this big. If you're drawing a man over here, he'd be that small. And so no matter where, and then if you just drew this guy over here and then wanted to draw a person over here, you can do the same thing. Find that horizon line,
Okay,
line it up, and now he might be that big over there.
cool,
Yeah.
that's
So-
cool.
So it's just kind of finding that horizon line and kind of making those train tracks. And you can kind of move him around side to side because he doesn't grow or shrink.
No,
just stays
no,
the same.
no, right,
So no matter where he's at, you can kind of, I always like to do that when I'm drawing, it's kind of, I sort of draw on the paper those lines of them moving around. And
Yeah.
then kind of having that movement, so then you kind of have a grounding for the,
I'll play around with that and then
Okay.
hopefully I'll get, and then this was one that a pastel that I did,
okay.
and I wanna put people in it,
Ooh,
but I don't know how big to make them.
really nice.
I'm gonna make this a little lighter.
Yeah, you can totally do some people.
So
So you just have to kind of think
find
of a
the horizon.
person, how big this is,
Yeah,
and kind of start there, and
okay,
then you can shrink it down with a horizon line. Or, sometimes you just break the rules of perspective anyway, because sometimes there's hills and stuff, so
Yeah.
it's like, whatever looks right sometimes.
okay,
I mean, I break the rules of perspective all the time. So as long as it feels right, that's what's important. And sometimes it feels wrong, and that can help a painting. Because if it feels wrong, maybe it's like, maybe you're telling a story, maybe you're, I don't know, maybe this is where you're drunk or something. I feel like Van Gogh did that, where he painted a house and like everything felt like it was on a hill.
yeah.
Like you kind of feel like you're fighting gravity and stuff. So cool.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you, I'll work
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
this week.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this quick. All right, so we got these works here. This is okay. Do you want us to say anything, or do you want?
Well, yeah, normally when I paint, I'll use pencil and my drawing. So this is the first time I just went in and painted. So it's my first trial at doing that.
Want to say anything that they really like about this?
Background.
No, I want to hear what other people
Oh, okay.
have to say. Is there anything that you like about this work?
The complementary color,
Okay, yeah. Cool.
pink and lime green, I love that
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah.
What's that called? The different wheel that's got all those different colors on it. It's the name for it.
Mhm. You wanna say anything? It's looking really cool.
Yeah.
I like the movement in the flower. Is this invented or is
No,
this
it's
from a
actual-
photo?
It's an actual photo.
But you had your own kind of
I
creative.
took my own thing,
Yeah, of course. Cool. Yeah, the paint must have still been wet over here because these colors are,
I put salt on it.
oh, it was so cool. To do some really cool, weird things. There's some cool texture there. Awesome. And then this was a very cool piece. Those are blues. Wonderful. Great work. Great. Cool. All right. Do you need any help with anything? Any struggles?
I could have to just practice it,
Cool. Anything learned?
but I have to practice.
Oh. Practice.
It's not, flowers are not my thing, they're new.
Yeah.
Roses are hard.
What's a peony? So
Well, that's hard
way
too.
off.
That's really tough too.
Peonies are even harder.
Yeah, they're really hard, but
Roses are not easy. I played around with that. It's tricky.
So we got.
This is my abstract, is Chinatown.
Yeah, did you?
Chinatown, and then it can be any orientation, it can be look like this, with this at bottom, or you can look like this, so that doesn't matter, it's abstract.
Cool. What have you been doing? What have you worked on this last week?
Well, this is like the preparatory paintings. I in Chinatown, they have some flying ducks hang on the wall.
Uh-huh.
So this is a fly duck,
Oh.
simplified. I draw this way. So this is one line and 1, 2, so 3 lines.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, and then this is the 4th line. And then over this side, on this and this. So the 2 legs.
Can I show the class so they see what you're talking about? So you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the neck here, 1, 2, like this, and like this, and like this. So a hanging Chinese fried duck.
Oh.
Cool. Did you go back to China or is this just
Yes.
from memory? Just from memory?
From memory.
Cool. And how do you find the colors when you work on this?
The fried duck, of course, is like brown color.
Uh,
So I just use the ochre and it's not exactly matching the color exactly. I just use whatever color I like.
mm-hmm.
And then this is like an alley, Chinatown has many small alleys.
Oh,
And so this is one alley there, and then I just match the windows and the doors there, the
This is
building.
photo paint?
Oil.
What do you think about the texture?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Do you like it? There's no wrong answer, it's just personal taste.
Uh-huh. It doesn't matter which side you go. You can look at it this way, or you can look at it this way. And there's in abstract painting, there is no side.
Yeah.
And so like this can be the roof,
Uh-huh.
and this windows and.
So you're looking at a lot of planes, looking at big walls and how those colors look,
Mhm.
like in shadow.
And so I use the different paintings that I did preparatory, and then get it together and use my own imagination, and then I do the final painting. like for example, something that I want to ask my teacher is that, like, this painting, it's good to paint on an old painting.
Mhm.
So this can be an old painting.
Mhm.
So for example, it can go any direction. I can go like this, for example,
Mhm.
and then I can do the fly duck right here.
Mm.
You know, like
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
like that. As what you teach us, the structure. You know, every painting there's a structure.
Mhm.
So there's a basic structure, and then you can follow the structure, and then use your own judgment to see how to arrange the colors and to make it better.
Mhm.
So do you think it is better to start anew and I brought some charcoal and then do the thing right here over this painting. In other words, change this painting.
Mhm.
Or is it better to go on with this painting and not change it?
Well, I mean, I find the thing that you're most afraid about in a
Yeah.
painting
Yeah.
is the thing that you should do.
Yes.
You need to do.
Yes.
You have a responsibility to
Yeah.
do it. If you have it in your head, you have to do it.
Right.
I mean, that's me adding people
Yeah.
into my paintings.
Yes.
I mean, it's daunting and it's scary because people are complicated and difficult. But-
Now I understand
but
why
when
you
I
asked
push-
us, are you nervous? That it
happens.
is, I am nervous and I
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Yeah, so it's like when you feel that and you feel it happening, you know that you're onto something good. But you have to take that plunge, and it might not come out good, but the best case scenario is you'll be learning from that experience, and you could always do it for the next piece. You know, it's just one painting. I mean, think of it as big scale. Yeah, yes, sir.
And then the second line.
Oh, wow.
Second line, and the third line. That line. Oh.
All right. Well, you have your ways. All right. You got it
That's
heading.
great.
So good to hear, guys. Next week, feel free have your drawings, sketches, works in progress. We'll have them out. We're gonna talk about them before class, and also throughout class. Next week we're gonna have like a free painting day. So, all right. Yeah. Grab your spot. We're gonna be doing color wheels today. Here we go. Color wheels. All right. Cool. All right. I'm glad that I feel like that answers some questions for you. So I'm like good. Okay. Here we go. Our color wheels. And just to kind of get an idea, who here is using gouache this semester? 1, 2, 3. Okay, who's using other material? What are you using? You got watercolor? Okay. And then what do you have? You don't have any painting? Oh, this class. What are you painting with gouache? What are you painting with? Acrylic? Paint?
Watercolor, wash, or acrylic?
What type of paint? I'm just wondering. Is it the same? I think you're using gouache.
Wash?
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking, because semester to semester. My other class, so many people said that they wanted to do watercolors that I splurged and bought some. But yeah, I might have a day or two to do watercolors, but today we're definitely doing gouache. Yes. All right, let's see this. Okay. see, and we got paint. You can go, you guys. Did anyone see the homework potentially?
Oh, yeah, I did my colors.
Oh, okay.
And then you said to do, you said an apple, and then you said to doodle,
Yeah,
so I doodled.
nice. Nice. You did an apple?
I did an apple.
Ooh, good, awesome, good, as you should. I'll check it out individually later on, but let me just, I didn't get my syllabus. Come on, Sydney. Okay. Why is it not? Okay. Okay. Cool. So yeah. Here we had. So I have this link here. So if you went to the QR code, top right corner on the first page, or if you went to the website here, you can go to archive.org. Let's do this. We'll do this quick. Come on. If it works, internet, what are you doing? Just you can connect, okay. Sorry. It's not logged in, that's why it's not sending me. Huh. So if you guys use the website and you click on the links and it's not working, I'm pretty sure you have to sign in before you go to the website. It is not working for me. What is going on? Okay. Well, all right. Come on. There we go. Okay, cool. It's just logged in. All right. Now it should work. Whatever. I'm going to show you anyways. Well, the homework is basically what I'll be teaching today. So today we are starting our project, and that is going to be a color wheel, and it's going to be a little different from other color wheels because in each part of the wheel we're going to be using every single color in the color wheel, or at least the paint that you own, mixed with the color from the color wheel. And depending on your abilities, advanced students, I would encourage you guys to find a theme. Whether that be flowers or dogs, or maybe this looks like Hindu, this looks like Hindu people, gods, and I don't know what I would call these, but you know, maybe something personal, you know, from your own religion. You can have each one of these color wheels pieces be its own individual painting. I would just say make it simple because this is very small. So I wouldn't say, I mean, it could be sunsets. It could just be sunsets at the beach. That's a very simple subject because you have the horizon line, beach, sun, sky, maybe some clouds. You know, I probably wouldn't say, I mean, you could do a building, a single building, But I wouldn't say do an entire cityscape unless you really want to torture yourself. But for beginner artists, I'll be showing you guys kind of how to use the paint, layer it on, and then the rest of the color wheels kind of for your own experimentation. Use each one of these wheels as a different method, something that you might end up using in the future. You know, do you do an underpainting? Do you not? Do you darker colors? Do you use lighter colors? All right, let's get into it. We all know the color wheel pretty well. Okay. Okay, sure. Do that. Lift it like this. And oh, I see. It's confusing. Okay, there it goes. Yes. All right, so I got my water. Do you guys need water and paint still? We're gonna jump right in. All right, so get water, paints, a lot of paper towels. More than usual. And we will also be needing pencils, an eraser, and I'll be using a Micron pen today. But if you have that smudgeless pen, I believe ballpoint pen might work as well. I don't think that really bleeds. Okay, so everyone has your little color wheel. I gave you this little chart here. This is for your own reference so that you can fill it in however you like. First thing we're going to be learning is how to transfer this image onto a piece of paper. Now, if this image was a goat, or maybe this wiggly line, I can take that wiggly line and I can transfer it onto the paper and move it around and stuff. So you could use this tool to create some pretty cool abstract art at home. And if you had some magazine pages and stuff, you could use those photos as well right on top, and you could trace a face, or you could trace a dog, or you could trace something complicated that you think you could never draw and just trace right on top of it. It can be a fun practice to kind of play around with color. Maybe you did a really cool drawing and you don't know what colors you want to paint it. You could transfer that same image over and over again. But we're just going to do this once. So I'm going to do one side here and then the other side. There. So I'm going to first turn it over. And we have a white surface here so you can kind of see. But you can always turn it, kind of flip it over, kind of to see where it's at. But if you can't see it, you can poke a hole straight through the paper so you know where those intersection parts are. See? So now I poke those holes in there. See that? I poke the holes, so now we know where exactly those intersection lines are going to be. So some artists do that a bunch, and then you can just use each of those holes and kind of connect the dots if you wanted to. That's one way. I'm not going to do that today. Another way to do it is, I have a pretty thin piece of paper, so you can kind of see the lines behind it. Sometimes people use a backlight, so you can use something like your phone, and you can kind of see the lines. Let's see. Or flashlight. There we are. Cool. I can kind of see the lines now. Basically, I can see it better. Now there's full-on tables, and there's apps on your phone that make your screen entirely white, and you can draw right on top of it. That's called a light box. But on the other side, I'm going to hold my pencil like I just picked it up, like I'm seasoning salt, like putting on pepper on the last little step when you're cooking. That's how I like to hold it. And we're going to draw like a 5-year-old, okay? And so when I fill this in, I'm going to get these big fat pencil lines. And you see how I'm holding it out like this? The pencil I sharpened using a knife so that I have more, this is graphite, not real lead. Lead is poisonous, but they use graphite. And I show more graphite so that I have a thicker line. And it's really good to kind of lay down a base of value or a base of, so I can kind of combine the steps here. I can kind of poke a dot here. There we go. Looks good. So we're gonna do that for the whole thing. I'm gonna poke a few holes. It's kind of hard to see at some point, or at least dent the paper in a way. I just draw on it really hard. I should be able to see through. Just intersection points. Go. Cool. I can definitely see that. I could probably get a pen that will bleed through the paper. I mean, there's more than one way to do everything. You can get creative. And try to rotate that paper around. Find the best way to draw those lines, because you'll see that your hand naturally does lines better in one direction. So if I try to draw a line that goes up and down, it's not going to be as clean as it is when it's going right up. Actually, it's the other way around. Find up and down being easier. You're going to use your whole arm when you're drawing these lines. If you have your hand down on the paper and you're trying to do this, let me try to do that. It's possible, but as you can see, the angle of my pencil, I'm not able to kind of get a lot of that graphite down. It took me 10 times as long to do that. So I like to hold it like this, use my whole arm, loosey-goosey. Goosey-goosey.
Yeah. My caricature job is about to go up, so I'm like looking for other jobs. Trying to decide between doing caricature at the LA Zoo or teaching after school. Tricky. Good tricky, but all right.
Now we're gonna flip it and scribble on it.
Hmm?
You wanna flip it?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Easy. So you put it
Yeah.
like this. And one and one.
Okay.
Easy way.
How did you do it?
And you put it here.
And then you
Maybe
just
little-
one pencil and run all the way
Yeah,
around?
and one pencil and right.
Oh, yes,
And put in here.
yes.
And screw.
But if it was a weird shape,
Yes. So perfect.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's very smart. That's
Yeah.
fun.
I. Smaller one. Let's do a smaller one. So it's not good enough.
Oh, that's okay. It shouldn't fit. I'm gonna do mine separate. So do it full size. And then we'll just split it in half. We'll cut it out and we're gonna glue it on. I'm gonna bring in glue. So, yeah. I'm still gonna be painting on the painting paper.
Oh, I see.
So I'm not gonna be painting on the mixed media. Yeah, I'm still doing it on my nice painting paper. So my next step, you guys already know it. I'm gonna get either a pencil or a ballpoint pen. Let's see, do I have a ballpoint pen on me? Or something. I don't. All right, I'll use a pencil then. It should work. Let me get my pencil. And now what's most ideal is we're gonna get some tape, tape it on. Especially if you're doing like really big and complicated tracings, say Statue of David, you definitely want to tape it down so that way it's not going to move anywhere. Then, again, I can draw right on top of it. Again, rotate that paper around to find that best angle. And before I even draw it, sometimes I'll just kind of do point to point and kind of hover my pen. And that way I'm like confident that whoop,
I can kind of draw a bit faster and a little more confident. And if I draw faster, that line's gonna come out better. There's a speed, and you'll find the speed. There's a speed that's too fast, and there's a speed that's too slow. That was a little wiggly. Here, we'll do this. And yeah, you find tricks. I always like to try to look at the end and like bring my pencil forward. Look at this, look at this. Motion activated. Okay, now move there. And you know, if you get creative, you could always use a straight line, your phone, a ruler. I need to bring in a ruler. Okay. Oh, this works well. I am now using a pivot point. So I kind of using my hand like a protractor, whatever it's called. Radial something. How's that look? Yeah, it looks good. Cool. So there's my one page, and I'm gonna do it on the other page too. Looks like I ran out of paper, but I'll just use this for now. But I would use the other side on the other paper. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start naming these things. So I can just write it down real lightly. Now, anytime you do drawings in pencil before a pen, write lightly. Put like barely any pressure on that pencil. You're not going to be really pushing it in there because you want to erase this. And usually for the first drawing, the quicker kind of structure that you draw oftentimes flows better than when you're drawing really slow. So when you're working, speed does matter as far as flow is concerned in your own image. Speed matters as far as flow goes in your image. So if your image is not flowing, if it feels like it's stiff, if it feels like it's a square block and you don't want it to be like that, you want it to have more flow, you want it to have some movement, draw it faster. Simple as that. Because as an artist, you can change up how things look. All right, so anyways, the homework was all about doodling, and we'll be doing a bit of that today. And I'm going to kind of focus this on this one as far as shapes go. So we got different kinds of shapes. Does anyone know? You guys have taken my class before. Different types of shapes. Anyone knows? Different kinds of shapes? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've done it before. But no, as far as shapes go, we have organic.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have organic shapes, and then we have, starts with a G. Organic, and anyone just take a guess. We can make it up. Okay, geometric. Geometric. So we got geometric and organic. So I think just by the names themselves, we can kind of guess what that might mean. So what is a geometric shape?
Like a square or a triangle.
Uh-huh. Square.
Like a defined shape to it.
A mathematically defined shape. Yeah. So what do we think of when we think of a square or a triangle?
Area.
It's like kind of strong, right?
Right.
It's a sturdy thing. You could stand on it. The buildings are made out of it. All sorts of stuff like that. So that's geometric. And then organic. Somebody else?
Lines wherever they want to go.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. It can be. Definitely. It can be blobs and squiggles and stuff like that. But what else is organic? Plants, weeds, flowers, humans. We are very organic. Trees, things you find in nature, shoes, pretty organic. Clothing, when you crumple it up into a ball and you throw it in the corner of your room. I don't do that. I'm so clean. But yeah, we got organic shapes. So I want to kind of play around with those two ideas, and we're going to draw things out. So whenever I draw, I have both things in my hands. I always have this on my hand. I always have this in my hand, and I just go boop, 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 boop. So I'm going to start off with an organic, geometric shape. Somebody name a geometric shape. Anything. Triangle. Let's do some triangles. So I draw a triangle here. Draw a triangle there. And notice that I'm going outside of this shape. This is the shape that I'm focusing on. I can overlap them. I really want to overlap them. Okay, maybe that's a crazy triangle. Okay, looks good. Okay, got some triangles. Now let's do something organic. What should I do organically? Let's think lines, maybe. Wiggly lines, maybe? Or should we do blobs? Or should we do leaves? Flowers? Leaves, okay. So leaves, I'd kind of do like a football kind of shape. Or maybe kind of have some curves. I just like to start with a line and then draw a curve around it. Can you see this? Okay. It's pretty bad, actually. Here, I'm gonna zoom down a bit. Pencil's hard to see. Here we go. That's better. Okay. Cool. So it's looking messy, right? But that's what we're looking for. All right, cool. I got some leaves there. I like to start with a center line for the leaf, and then I draw the lines outside of it. Anything where it's like a leaf or something like that, always start with like the center line and then add the curves to it. It's pretty easy to kind of add that life in there rather than just being, static. So now I'm going to decide what's in front of what. We're going to create some depth with these shapes. And I'm not going to go outside of this line here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this line here. And here. You can use a straight edge or a ruler. And I'm going to draw a line here. All right, there's my shape here. And then I'm going to start drawing my triangles. And I like to start in the center and go out. You can do the opposite, doesn't matter. But where you start with your drawing will be in the foreground. It's kind of the opposite when you're painting. Painting, you start in the background, but in your drawing, you start in the foreground. Anyone know what foreground is and background? So foreground is what's in front of you. Background is what's behind you. And then there's a midground too. You always want to think about those three realms when you're creating an artwork. If you don't have those three realms, try it. It can really grow a piece. So let's start outlining, doop, doop. And then this triangle is going to be underneath this one, but I like the leaf. So I'm going to put the leaf, I'm going to have the leaf start underneath it. So I'm going to go triangle first, and then the leaf. leaf, leaf, and then maybe I could add some leaf details now. Of course, I probably wouldn't put details on this because it will be painted on top of, and you won't see the details. All right, and then the triangle here is looks like that, but I don't really like it, so maybe I'll change it. I'll make it a little bit bigger, make it start over here. There's a big old triangle. Maybe it even goes over here. So you can kind of change some things up just to suit your design. Like, maybe I don't want that triangle in there at all. I don't like how this one points at it. So maybe I'll kind of change the curve. There we go. There's another leaf there. All right. There's another leaf over here. Maybe I'll add more to the leaf. Kind of change it up. Just because you drew it one way doesn't mean that you have to draw it down. See, what's great about this two-step process is that you might draw it down quickly with a pencil, but you can make those alterations as you move forward so that you can kind of fix some problems or things that might bother you with the design. Yup. There's some tangents here. I'm trying to fight tangents, but whatever. Some of them will get through. This will be on top of this, making it shorter. Make this come down over here. All right. See, I kind of hover my pen sometimes just so I can connect the lines up. Sure, I think I'll get a triangle in here. Cool, looks good. And then when you're done, erase the messiness with the pencil, with the eraser. All right. Bam. How fun is that? That look good? Yeah. And you can do that with literally anything. I did that with cats earlier. I drew a bunch of cats and I drew them overlapping each other. And I haven't quite finished all the details and stuff yet, but you can see here I've done squiggly lines where I drew a line and then when I drew on top of it, I just drew two lines kind of emanating out of it. So this is a really fun way to do some squiggly organic shape. And then when you erase it, no one will ever know that. See, it just looks better. Pretty cool. Yeah. So, I use squares, I use circles, triangles. Yeah. And then there's this method as well. So if you don't want to do all the shapes, which I'd say try out everything. This one, I just left it empty and I just left the brush that I was using just be a swatch. Just kind of plop, plop, new color, plop. So, yup. So as you can see, the colors that we're doing here, this is going to be our main color. So let's do an example, shall we? Or did you want to just focus on the drawing first, or yeah, just the drawing first? Okay.
How many spokes should we do?
It should be for this whole thing. So that's why I'm like keep it simple mostly. Keep those shapes big.
And you use the same shape in every, shapes and everything, or use different ones?
You can do different ones. I say experiment, explore. There's no rules. I would say for advanced students, I mean, you could just choose a photo and work from that one photo for each one of these. You could draw anything. You can make it anything. But yeah, this is kind of what I'll be doing. You can see here, let me show you one example. So this one here, I drew a flower from a photo, and I used nothing but purpley colors. I always have purple in any color, and this one I had nothing but orangey yellow colors. So I could find that photo, you know, or I don't know, something on your desk you want to draw. So I'm gonna put some music on and you guys can get to drawing. Maybe. Should we do like 20 minutes and then I'll do a little painting demo?
Okay.
Okay. That'd be good. Let's get some music.
It's just so. It's so hard.
And then the rest of the class will be just good fun. All right, so the next step that we're going to be doing, let's say you have your drawing down, is going to be creating color color palettes for your work. And this is a really easy way to create a really satisfying color palette. And I want you guys to explore what each color will feel like if it's an entire painting. Now, you can see the example I already have. I have blue here, and I mix blue with purple. I mix blue with black. I mix blue with brown. I mix blue with white. And anytime that colors don't feel like they just look black to me, sometimes I'll add white to it so that I can see it a bit better, or maybe I thin it down with some water. But all of these colors have this blue in it. And I was able to see and learn what happens when I mix this blue with all the colors I have in my palette. And so it was a deep learning experience. And so this color wheel might not look like a color wheel, but I believe that you're learning more from this color wheel because you're seeing what every single color will do with every other color. So it's just really about exploring and experimenting. Now, I just have one rule. I don't want to see any white paper. No white paper. It can be a very light color, but I never want to see 100% white. Always have that white with that color, or have that white with that color plus another color. And artists will use this tool to do entire painting, where they'll find, and you'll find that every color has a different mood to it. And you could use this to, see yellows, things might be a little bit brighter, or maybe you want to make things a bit darker, or, it's everything's got a mood. This kind of feels like warm and friendly. This one feels mystical and magical and kind of whimsical. So just kind of notice those things as you work, kind of like how these colors interact with each other and how it makes you feel. How you might be able to use that to tell stories in your artwork, even if it's just plain old pictures of a rusty old car or something. If you had yellow with that rusty old car, you might think, oh, maybe it's oh God, the yellow's got everywhere. Oh, this stuff's really upsetting me. See, if you get stuff in your paints here, I'm just gonna get my whole paper towel and stick it in there. There. The yellow is it's just misbehaving. It's just misbehaving. My other paints don't do this. It's just the Shinhan. I do like the Shinhan though, but it's just. Yeah, I can get a brush and stuff and kind of brush it out too, and kind of wash that brush. Kind of get that out. But if your little kit thing here doesn't look like it's full, I mean, I would say it should be. Oh my gosh! Oh, the yellow's gotten everywhere. This is so annoying. Oh. It's just this paint. It's just this yellow. It's just trouble. I think there's too much yellow paint in here. It's just kind of. I don't know what to do with this. I'll let it dry. I'll use it for dry paint. Kind of shoveling it out, really. Just get that first layer off. Make sure it doesn't mix in. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing some maintenance here. I mean, all you guys have a setup already. I'll have to tell the other class. I think there's a few new people over there. Okay. But I'm just getting rid of all this yuckiness on the top layer. I don't want too many colors to be mixing. Make sure it's dry. Okay. This is annoying. Moving it over. I might just rinse this off. Sometimes I'll take this whole thing and I just run it through the sink and just let water run over it. Or I'll get a brush and I'll brush between all this stuff. Wash my brush, dry it off really good, and let my brush kind of pick up all this paint in here.
Really hot water.
Yeah, hot water is good.
And Dawn,
Dawn, yeah.
that's what I use.
Yeah.
Sodium, the thing is a mess.
Oh man. It's the Shinhan. It really flows more than the whole bean stuff doesn't do this for me. So I'm just kind of noticing some differences in paint consistency. Shinhan just kind of likes to seep through the cracks. I'm just gonna wash this whole thing, so I'm not even gonna worry about this. All right, but I feel like I got most of this stuff off. All right, I'm just gonna spritz it down. Make sure you have a good amount of paint in here, because it can have a nasty first layer, but underneath it, it should be good. It shouldn't affect your colors too much. But I'm actually going to be starting with a pretty clean palette here. I'm going to kind of wipe it down a bit because I do want to kind of get some pure color mixes going. So I'm gonna have at least 2 of these squares cleaned. So I just kind of spritzed it with some water. That's just regular old water. Paper towel. Wipe it down. Okay, cool. So let's start with a color. So I'm gonna have my little color wheel out here, this little thing. This will be your reference for these colors. It printed out pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with this. If I compare it to kind of a professional grade one, you can see that the violet is much more strong, and the magenta, it's just really, it's really close. I'd say it's close enough. But if you use one of these color wheels that printed out, professional ones, those will have much more accurate colors. But it's all labeled here, and here we got green, got violet, blue, green, yellow, and then we got yellow over here. Any recommendations? We could do any of these. We got yellow, green, or violet, blue.
Violet blue.
Violet blue. All right. I'm just gonna take the first one. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find that violet blue, and you might already have it in your paints. So I found this color. This color is pretty dang close to violet blue. I'm putting it in the middle. Pretty big pile. I'm gonna really scoop it on. Oh yeah, maybe. There we go. kind of break it down. Maybe I need to add a little bit of water to it. Really, I go so easy on the water because it can so quickly turn into watercolors. I try to keep it kind of like a yogurty kind of consistency. All right, there we go. I'm gonna do two little dots here. So this is I feel like this is called, I think this is called the flower method or something. I heard somebody say that. All right, I'm just gonna try to get all this paint off. Okay. Wash my brush. Well, yeah, I'm gonna wash my brush. And your instinct might be, okay, I wash my brush. It's drippy, it's wet. If you get this into your paints will very soon turn into just watercolor. So you need to dry it off. Tap, tap. Okay, there we go. I'm using currently, I think this is like a 1/4 inch brush, 6-inch shader. All right, so we got violet blue. So is that purely violet blue? I don't know. I feel like it needs a bit more purple to it. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this purple. Kind of mix it in. A little bit more purple. Okay, cool. I feel like that's pretty good. I can even tap it if I wanted to. Yeah, maybe even more purple. All right, cool. So I'm gonna do that to the other one too. Oh boy. Yeah, we are using a lot of paint today. That is the truth. Okay, there we go. So once I have it down, I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, this is like a violet blue. I'm gonna go ahead, just for my own reference, I'm gonna paint around the outside right there, using the width of my brush as the measurement. There we go. And if you wanted to, you can scratch into it to kind of see what it might look like if it was painted on thin, or wipe it away with your finger. If you're messy like me. So much paint I use there. Cool. And now I'm gonna start making it look like a flower. So I can just pick out any old color, or I can also make it lighter, wipe it away, see what happens. I always like to show a bit of variety, you know, see what it looks like with more water, see what it looks like when it's scratched, or I don't know, poked. You know, all this variety of texture here you can use for other paintings. So let this be valuable to you. This is a resource to you. All this knowledge you can use for other paintings. So I can get a new color. I'm gonna pick some red. I'm gonna start in the side here. All right, this is the important part. So pay attention. All right, here we go. So I got one color. I got some red here. I can slowly bring in that blue, that purple violet blue. And we can see what it does. And there you go. We got some color there, and I can throw it into one of these circles. And like I said before, it looks really dark, so it's hard to see the color. So maybe I'll add a little bit of white here. There we go. Yeah. Shoot, and I almost forgot. With this method of painting, you have to paint behind the stuff first. So you can kind of paint the stuff that's like way in the background. Here I can add even more violet blue over here. And I can do kind of the background stuff here. And I can kind of overlap these shapes here. These shapes are just kind of placeholders. You can see I'm overlapping it. It's okay. Kind of overlapping it, starting with like the furthest background kind of shapes. Maybe I'll get a new color. Maybe I'll try this yellow ochre, see what happens. Start on the side, slowly add it in, see what moody color I get. I'm learning here. See, I'm learning because I was not expecting this color to be kind of grayish in a way. And there's some really interesting grays and browns you get when you mix these colors up. Oh, it's like a grass. Oh, it's a good shadowy color. Maybe I'll wipe some away or I'll scratch some out using the back end of the brush. All sorts of stuff. But I'm starting the back, and then as I layer it on top, I'm gonna go in my next color. Maybe I'll get some of this blue, green here and mix that in with this violet blue. Ooh, look at that green. It's really pretty. And I'll add just a teensy bit of water. Try and keep it painty, not watercolory, but you can experiment with watercolory too. It just very, very quickly turns into like kind of watercolor. It's getting. Here, I'll get some white in there because it's kind of hard to see. And you see I'm growing these flowers. They're kind of like flowers. They kind of like, but it's all related to that color. All right. Any questions? I think that's kind of well explained. So just have some fun. Kind of see what happens with all these colors. But try all the colors. The rest of the class, free for all. Have some fun. Finish up your wheels. When you're done, we're going to cut these out and glue them onto some mixed media paper. Unless you like it in your sketchbook. Some of the sketchbooks it looks good. So, but that's my plan. Is I'm going to be cutting these boys out. Yeah. I'll get some music going. And does anyone have any questions or need some help with anything?